Hello everybody, we are live. Hopefully we can hear me okay. We are back with yet another stream. This is the Saturday stream. We are here every single week. Let me fix my focus here. Gotta turn off automatic focus. Hola, hello. Welcome everybody. Okay. Drink time. Okay. Yeah, you okay. You know what you want. Okay. Just one moment. So, we got a couple things we want to do today. Let's I think we're going to work on some enemies today because look at this skeleton guy here. We have sort of two variations upon the skeleton. Greetings, Tutu. Welcome. We have sort of two variations upon the skeleton. We've got this guy here who has a pole arm. Ouch. And then we have this other guy. Oh yeah, we can see the sun is red as it's setting. We have this other guy, which we can see in the fort. And this guy has nothing at all. So, I kind of feel like we should give him a weapon. Just like a sword or something like that. So I think that's what we're going to do today. As I know Hyol wants me to see, I have, we do have a drink today. We do have a drink. Today we have some, apple flavored soda from the nation of Ecuador. I believe manzana is apple in Spanish. So let's crack that one open. It kind of tastes like carbonated apple juice, which is not bad. That's pretty good, actually. I will enjoy. Thank you very much. So yeah, decent job, Ecuador, on the soda today. Alright. With that, let's... Alright. Oh, this guy's attacking us. Why is he stuck here? Oh, because he can't see me? Alright, let's give him a second. We can tap him on the... Apfelschorle in Germany. Apple juice plus soda. And apple juice, is that Apfelsaft? Or whatever? That's just apple juice or something, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, so anyway, we can see it's kind of confusing because the parry timing is like, we're parrying a guy who's attacking us with like no weapon. It's a little weird. So I think we're gonna give this guy a weapon. We might need to adjust his animation too. So yeah, we can see he's just like kind of smacking us with his hand. What up, gamers? Also +1 for pronouncing Apfelschorle correctly, or presumably correctly. Yeah, he's gonna hit me with the thing. Yeah, fun fact, I did take 1 semester of German in university, so I know a tiny bit. Ahoy, Death. Yes. So, we need some... If we're gonna create a sword for him, we're gonna need some inspiration. Let's leave the game open here so we get the music, but let's open a new browser tab, and then I think we can search Conquistador. Is, sword. Let's see what kind of swords they had. I assume it's gonna be double-edged. Ooh, okay. I kind of like that. What's this website? Swordis.com. How reliable is this? No AI used. Well, thank you for the Thank you for telling me. That's actually very helpful. Okay, popular sword types. Okay, the rapier, don't want that. Falchion, I think we have some. Espada Batarda, that's a two-handed sword. Great sword. Oh, so is this literally what Pizarro used? Alright, that's pretty simple. But let's keep scrolling. I think we can use, I think we're gonna use something like this. I was using paid AI. Oh man, it was a disaster. Yeah, as you guys all probably know, we are this is an anti-AI channel. I don't like AI for the most part. So I like that they put that little thing there. Because, like, oftentimes when I look at an article on the internet, I actually check the date. And, like, basically, I usually look for something that was created before 2022, if possible. Because it's like, you know, the information about Conquistador swords has not changed since 2022. But the amount of AI being used has. Yeah, no, I figured you'd stop using it since you said it was a disaster. But anyway, so yeah, I like to look at articles that are written before 2022 because the internet used to have great information back then, and there's no reason why information that's that old is problematic. But just the sheer amount of AI search results that you will see if you look. But anyway, I'm obviously not reading this article very intently, but although this is if this is the sword of Cortez, then that would probably be a nicer one, right? So I think we will take this and we'll kind of simplify it a bit. Like, maybe instead of having the swept handle, we'll do like a more simple handle like this one, I think. So I use my brain and my 10 years of research skills much better. Although it was easier to do research on the internet back 10 years ago because Google actually used to work, and now it just sucks ass. So yeah, I don't know. Like, Google used to give us better search results. I use DuckDuckGo now, which is like, in my opinion, better than Google. It's not better than Google was 10 years ago, but, you know, these days it's a little bit better than Google, I think. But with that, let's get into Blender and let's start modeling the sword. So so we're gonna give this guy a sword. So we're gonna quit out of the game here. Let's get some music on. And then let's get a reference image. DuckDuckGo is Bing with another skin, but I use it too. Okay, so there is one very crucial thing that DuckDuckGo doesn't do that all the other search engines do, and that is personalized results. I can use DuckDuckGo here on this computer and then go on a different computer and I will get the same results, which I think is fantastic. I think when you search with a search engine, it should base what it shows on the thing you typed, not on, you know, some other information that it has about you. So yeah, even though it's using the same index data that Bing has, it's better because it's not personalizing the results, in my opinion. So, what was I doing? I was gonna scale this down. I need to get a reference image in here, actually. So let's save that. I think we're gonna be more focused on the blade, because I think the handle we're gonna use is probably gonna be, oopsies. Probably gonna be a bit more simplified than that. So I'm gonna rotate this. So the way we have it in the game is that, for weapons, the handle is centered at the origin. So like that, you know what I mean? And let's unhide our cube here. Scale it down. Let's go into... this is actually kind of handy. So I feel like the length of the blade should be 0.7 meters, is what I'm gonna say. So on the Z axis, because Blender uses Z for up, which is not my preference, but whatever. Okay, so we're gonna move that upward. Okay, I feel like we need to take the handle into account. So I think I'm actually gonna make that 0.8 meters. Then we're gonna adjust this. I'm gonna go into wireframe mode so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now we can apply... Oh. Well, we should save it, actually. So I'm gonna go into my folder here and do Conquistadors Tador sword. And we're gonna call this sword.blend. Yesterday, I watched a debate about AI. There's plenty of information. I mean, I find it very hard to trust, like, the pro AI people just because, like, so many of their brains are cooked by, like, AI psychosis. You know what I mean? It's, like, so fucking common to see that. It's honestly kind of sad. Anyway. Yeah, so, like, I don't know, like, I think there are probably ways that, like, you can, like, responsibly use AI, but, like, I think, like, we've just absolutely shown that we can't be trusted with it. Like, every time it, like, we can't be trusted with it at all. So, like, I feel like we kind of just have to, like, not use it. Anyway. Let's continue what I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm just making this, handle a little bit. I think I'm gonna, like... I'm gonna do it slightly differently than the one that's here. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I'm actually gonna... I'm gonna do a cut down the middle. I'm gonna do a mirror modifier. So, add a modifier mirror. No, not mask. Add modifier mirror, and we're gonna do it across the y-axis. And I'm gonna just set that to the middle so that it welds perfectly. Okay. And let's make that a point. Cool. Okay, so, okay, this is too wide. Actually, you know what? I'm also gonna mirror this across the x-axis because, it's gonna be, like, sort of 4 ways symmetric. So, there we go. And now, I can take that and sort of make that a thickness like that. Also, so yeah, we're just gonna select that whole loop here. Gonna move that in, and that's gonna give us kind of a round handle here. let's kind of make that around. That should move in a bit. Okay, so now we can see it when it's solid. I think we need... this needs to pull in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this edge here. I'm going to rip it with V. Then... Actually, let's select this whole face as we move it in. Just to get the kind of... Okay. Now we're going to create a face to fill in this gap here. We're going to create... a loop here. I'm going to snap to a vertex here. So we're going to just snap it so that this lines up with here. We're going to do a cut. We're going to do another cut along the bottom. I'm going to dissolve that edge. Dissolve that edge. Yeah. Fill in that, dissolve that edge. This also needs... So I'm going to rip this one as well. And... move that in a little bit. Now I have my quads here. Okay, that's cool. So... That's starting to look like a sword. Let's just move around some of these. Because it's gonna come to an actual point here. I'm gonna change that. Is there a hotkey to change the snapping mode? That would be nice, but anyway. Okay, so back to vertex. Okay, so right now I have this on shade flat. I'm gonna change this to shade smooth. Because I'm gonna add some sharp edges in here. So mark sharp. Mark sharp. This is also gonna be... So now you can kind of start to see there's some shape to it. Okay. I'm gonna move this guy up a little bit. And I'm gonna cut this way just to make sure that the triangle breaks the way that I want it to. See? Yeah. Okay, so very basic. So one thing that I wanted to add is one feature that a lot of the swords have, is this little loop here. There's a little bit on here too. I don't really know what the purpose of that is. Maybe I guess it's just like an extra finger guard, but I'm gonna make that loop. So we're gonna extrude this way. I'm going to adjust the shape of this a bit later, but... Okay. Okay, now we can start... I'm going to delete this face. I'm gonna extrude along this. Actually, let's extrude this whole edge loop here. Back to increment, just to keep it straight. Okay, so set these Y to 0 so that they merge together. And now I can start making this rounder. So, I'm gonna cut in. Oopsies. Edge subdivide. Gonna cut in this way. Okay, so now we kind of have a uniform, like, topology here, if that makes sense. I'm gonna start just making it all kind of more round. Actually, Blender has a nice tool for this. So if I select this entire edge loop here, can I? Yes. But it doesn't. I wanted to do Alt-Shift-S, which makes it a sphere, but the problem is that the center here... Oh, here's what I can do. I can... Can I do... Cursor... I want to set the cursor to the middle of all this. So, here's what I can do. I can select this vertex and this vertex. Then I can Shift-S to cursor to selected. Now my cursor's here. Now I select this edge loop, set this to 3D cursor, the pivot point. Now I can do on my Alt-Shift-S, and it creates a circle around the pivot point. I also do the same with this. Shift-S, cursor to selected. Select the edge loop, Alt-Shift-S, now it's a circle. So let's see what that looks like if we make it solid. Also, this needs to be... We need to select all these faces and shade them smooth. Yeah, you can see it's got like some weird shape here, but we're gonna fix that. So I'm going to go into Edge Slide. We're going to select that edge. Here. We're going to probably have to do another distribution of versions, but I kind of just want to get these like more or less evenly distributed around here. Like roughly the same distance between all these segments. There's probably a nicer way to do this, but, you know. So, okay, now the outer segment here, I think we also make it round. We need to set our origin again. And then do the outer ring. Cool. So, I'm gonna add a loop around this way. Now we can move this down. By... Maybe we'll just do it manually. No. Oh, what I want to actually do is I want to scale this outward. So, I think we can still use our current origin. We just scale. Now it's more of a round thing. Okay, so let's also so that's cool. What happens if we do generate? I'm looking for, what am I? Oh, it's not, okay, it's normals, weighted normal. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah. See, with and without weighted normal. It just makes the round things look more round. Let's move these guys in a little bit. Now we have like a little shape here. Okay, so that's basically the gist of the sword, I think. Yeah. I feel like, actually, on a lot of, sword... Let me check something real quick. Guard? Okay, yeah. The loop here is actually not perfectly circular. It's a little bit, oval. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just, is that gonna work? So, take that. Take this loop here. And can I simply just... There's probably gonna be a couple problems with this, but... just that way. Yes. I can do that. About that much is what I want to do. But then I'm gonna take these inner ones again, and I'm gonna scale them a little bit more so that it's a sort of roughly even thickness. Somebody driving past my house with an extremely loud motorcycle. Okay. Let's take another look at the reference image I had. Yeah, it just kind of joins that at that angle there. So I'm gonna grab that. And we're gonna go back to bounding box center here. Oopsies. Can we actually just... Yeah, let's merge those two. I think that's... back to snap to vertex. I want to have it, yeah, snap that way. And then... I'm gonna adjust my topology here. Because I think that's gonna look better. Possibly this way? Cool. Yeah, so now I just want to do the same thing up here. So that this maintains kind of a flat sort of shape, if you know what I mean. So now we have these two triangles here. Is there some way we can... Well, actually we have more than those two, but this guy I feel like wants to do that. Actually, I think we don't want that loop at all. Cool. Now I'm just gonna take these edges, and I think we can slide them? Maybe slide just this vertex. Vertex slide. So what happens if we... Yeah, that's much better. Vertex slide is what we want there. Okay, cool. Now let's just make sure our shading looks nice. Like, we could do the full bake thing, but, So, like, if we add a subdivision surface here... Okay, that's... We need to add some, let's take that out. We need to add some creases here. There we go, much better there. Because, like, eventually I want to bake this. So that we can see. Yeah, so you see that round handle there. Basically, anywhere where I have a sharp edge, I'm gonna want to put sorry. I'm gonna want to put a crease. Okay, cool. There's probably gonna be a crease in here. Yeah. Now, where does this crease connect? Probably there. That's probably good. Okay, so what does that look like now? Cool, there's something weird going on in here. That's probably because these aren't merged. So I'm just gonna take that, scale Y0, and then set Y to 0. And then that we get a nice continuous thing. We can remove a little bit. Actually, what happens if we do the weighted normal after? Okay, we don't need the weighted normal if we have a if we're doing a sub D. So let's increase our subdivision surface. Okay, so there's some weird shapes going on in here, and this is because of the triangles and the creasing and everything. So let's see if we can clean this up. So we actually set crease to 0 along here. Set crease to 1 here. And then I'm gonna take this edge, or this vertex, tear it, move it inward, probably along the whole. Cool. Now, fill that in, remove that, and now we have a nice quad topology here. And I can also make this into a quad. And that's gonna look nicer. Because quads, with a sub-D, quads always look nicer. It's just a fact. So, that looks pretty nice. There's probably some... Okay, these triangles here. So I'm gonna cut that out, so that's nice and round. Okay, so also, obviously, this edge of the blade needs to be sharp. So we're gonna crease that, and we're gonna make a sharp edge. So now, you can see it's got a nice sharp... just so we can display this a little bit better, let me set a little bit of shading on here. So let's change metallic to 1. And let's also increase the, or decrease the roughness so it's shiny. So this will allow us to sort of better see the issues with the topology. So, let's set that shaded. So, do we want to do a full... Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. First of all, I'm going to call this sword high poly, because we're doing the whole high poly, low poly workflow. Eventually, we're going to do a bake, and we're going to use my fancy plugin. Okay, so we have a high poly sword. Then we're going to take this guy and we're going to Shift D to duplicate it. And we're going to call this sword low poly, and this is going to be the one that we're going to export. In previous times, I used to create a third one called Bake Target, but due to my fancy plugin, we don't need that anymore. So, I'm just gonna have a little bit of my soda there. So This is the high poly one. I'm gonna hide the low poly one. And so now we can start adding details that we don't actually, that are actually in the game gonna be unnecessary, but are just here to sort of add shape in Blender. Set that to, oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna cut that. So now that's let's just kind of work on this point a little bit. Just kind of get the right blade geometry that we want. So the whole blade should taper a bit, because right now it's kind of straight up and down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all these, hold them in a bit, but I want the taper to be slightly different than that. And now, continue. So, what does that look like? Yeah, it's a bit better. So, now, I'm gonna start adding some textures. Okay, so shading. Oh, okay. Well, first of all, we need to taper this way as well, actually. So wireframe so we can get everything selected. Make it kind of taper this way. Until what? Oh, heya. Oh, heya. Frig, I gotta stop looking at the YouTube thing. YouTube auto-translates things from other languages. You're just saying heya, and it auto-translated it to until. I don't know what language that would be. I don't know. Anyway, so YouTube auto-translate is terrible. I should just read things as they come in. I don't know, like, I mean, obviously you were speaking English there, so. Yeah. But on the on-screen chat, will always be. It won't be messed with. It'll just show what the what it originally was theoretically. Although I've been told that sometimes emojis don't come through. Okay, so let's just make the blade a little bit thinner at the bottom. We have a little bit of roundness there. Then. Okay, sorry, I was gonna add some texture now. Actually, let's add a little bit of a crease here, just to make the blade a little bit more shapely. See? Like, you see what it's doing to the shading? And then let's add a little bit. Nope, didn't mean to click that. You see how it bows out here? I actually wanted to. We're actually gonna make it come in. I believe this feature on a sword is called a fuller, where it kind of like goes in. at the middle. The purpose of that somehow makes the sword stronger in a way that I don't understand. But that's what we're gonna do. Sorry, so we were adding some... oh, also, let's... because... Let's just make it a little bit round here. Make it a little bit of a fat sword. Cool. Just subtle, but it makes a difference, I think. Okay, so I was gonna add some materials to it. So let's go into our materials folder. This is source models, textures, I think I have it. Yeah, okay, so let's do, what's this one? Yeah, let's do this one here. So that's gonna go into the roughness. We gotta change it to non-color. We're gonna take a normal here. We're gonna go non-color. Oh, also we need to add a normal map. And this is a DirectX style normal map, which thankfully Blender now has controls for. It didn't before, and it was really annoying. You had to use a ramp. Okay, wait, no, that's the roughness. We're gonna take the, oopsies, our albedo, and the albedo goes into the base color here input. And that is gonna be sRGB. Okay, so our UVs are obviously all messed up. So we're gonna go into UV editing. And we will put a seam in here. Juhu fly. Mark seam. Okay, so UV unwrap. Okay, so we got a bit of an unwrap for here, but we still need to. Also gonna put a mark seam. Mark seam here. Unwrap. Okay, so this is the handle now. We need to just put a seam somewhere in the middle of here, because otherwise this is like a topologically impossible thing to unwrap unless you put a seam. Okay. I wish I was any good with Blender, but I'm also too lazy to get good. Yeah, I mean, it does take practice. You do have to get good, as it were. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, it's at the edge. So we need to do like a... Yeah, we don't have to do it all the way around, but I think if we just do... Actually, let's mark these two. And then... See there, now we get a nice unwrap. Also, what we should do is... Yeah, we need to apply the scale. And we should do that for the low poly as well. Scale. Okay, so now, because UV unwrap takes the scale into account. So you can see here, unfortunately, this is a problem with swords that I keep running into. Is that, I mean, this is a high poly, so we don't really need to care so much about the UV density. But you can see that it has, it's this tiny skinny thing, and we have all this space here. So that's just something that we're gonna have to deal with, but... Can we see it? See, now, look at that blade. Although there's some issues I don't like with the UV unwrap here. So, in order to sort of fix the... Yeah, literally just adding... Because this is the high poly, so we don't need to care so much about that stuff. We're just going to add a couple cuts here, just to sort of even up the distortion. And then we can do unwrap, minimum stretch. We're still getting that distortion. The UV distortion. I wonder why. Oh, is it because of the is it because of the sub-D? Yeah, it is because of the sub-D. So, this is yeah. I'm just gonna turn off the UV smoothing because in this case I don't want it. Okay, so there we go. You got like your basic sword. I'm gonna tweak this a little bit because okay, so there's some UV smooth, keep corners. Actually, that's the one I want. Yeah. Okay, so that's a pretty good unwrap. So now I can start adjusting the shading. So I'm gonna actually take another. I'm gonna duplicate this material. I'm gonna call this handle. I'm gonna duplicate it. And I'm gonna call this one blade because I'm gonna slightly tweak how the blade is shaded versus the handle. So we're gonna select these. I'm gonna. Okay, we need to do. So I'm gonna make that handle. Then I'm gonna add a new one, and I'm gonna make this as blade, and then I'm gonna assign these to blade. So now I can start modifying the blade. So I'm gonna take a utility math. Just gonna do a math, and I'm gonna do a multiply add. So I want to make it less rough, which is what we've already done. That seems to already be happening. But sorry, multiply add. Just because multiply add gives us more controls than multiply. So we can make this 1 and 1. So if we, sorry, 0. If we multiply the roughness by 0.5, it gets shinier. And do we need to add anything? Actually, we don't need to add anything. But the normal map is now, we're also going to take the normal, because you see it's like, it's bumpy. I'm going to take the normal map strength and I'm going to set that to 0.7. 0.5. Just to make it a little bit smoother. Actually, you know what? I think I probably have just a better shit. I mean, the sword is supposed to be a little bit rusty, so actually I think we can keep it as that. But I am going to take the color, and I'm going to add a hue saturation value. I'm going to bump up the value to make it lighter. Apparently that wasn't enough. Saturation? Lower the saturation. Ooh, no, actually. Let's get a little bit of rust in there. But okay, so the value isn't giving us. We're gonna need to add a RGB curves because I kind of want to bring up the low end here. So yeah, that's what I want. You see? Just to make it like a little bit of a lighter, less tarnished, even though it is tarnished. So actually, I'm going to do the same thing. So this is eventually all going to get baked down, but we're going to take this and we're going to increase the saturation because I want a little bit more rust on that handle. See? 0 saturation, full saturation. See? Just basically makes it rustier looking, which I like. So that's probably good. Okay, so let's just probably need to tweak the. I'm gonna tweak. Yeah, I'm just gonna tweak the UVs here. I'm just gonna scale the UVs up by 2. scale 2. Just to give it a little bit more resolution here. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, so... and then actually on the handle, I'm gonna increase the normal map strength to make it a little bit more bumpy. Yeah. Cool. Hopefully that is good. Now I think we can bake it down to our low poly. So this guy, we're gonna need to give it a new material, and this is gonna be called low poly. We're gonna need to create some new textures for it. To delete all these guys. This is the, yeah. So we're gonna set metallic to 0. We're gonna add a color, alright, texture, image texture. I'm gonna call this normal bake, 1024. And we'll do 512 by 512. I don't think we fully need 1024 by 1024. Normal bake, okay. New image. We're gonna do albedo bake. Albedo bake. 512 by 512. And one more, which is param bake, which is param is gonna be our roughness and our metallic. Okay, so but actually in this case, I think the whole thing is gonna be metallic, so I think we're just gonna call this roughness. I think that'll do. So let me just double check if my script is gonna handle the metallic thing. Non-color. Where's my script? Source, Blender Bake Utils. Oh. Okay, so we will need to disconnect. This doesn't seem to handle the metallic thing. I will need to add that feature. But basically, Blender won't bake your albedo correctly if you have metallic output. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the sword high poly. We're gonna set that to 0, and we're gonna do a color, combine color. Gonna set green to 1, because green is the metallic in ASO. We're gonna connect this to the emission. We're gonna take the roughness and connect it to red. And so now we can see that. And actually, we need to do that for the other materials. So, oh, well, we have to set the emission strength to 1. I'm gonna copy that, and also do that with the blade. Although, actually, we're not baking metallic, so we can actually just... We actually don't need to do that whole emission thing. Wait. Yes, I think that's fine, okay. Set that to 0. Yeah, so I think as long as we just disconnect the metallic, turn it to 0, I think everything will be fine. Yes, that's what we want, in fact. We don't need the emission. Okay, cool, so... but we can... I believe we can set this guy to metallic, at least. No. We can set the low poly metallic, because we want that to be 1. Okay, so now... Oh, shit. We might need the image. Anyway, we'll see. So, I'm gonna take this. Gonna connect albedo, normals. We're gonna add a displacement, normal map. And we're using DirectX style textures. Even though ASO uses OpenGL. Okay, so this all looks all messed up, but that's fine. We're going to fix that when we actually bake. So I'm going to take bake, We're gonna take our bake thing here. We're gonna add a bake pair. We're gonna set our source to the high poly one. This is my plugin that I wrote. This will be available soon. Actually, I posted it in my thread on GP, so if anybody wants to get it. If anybody's on GP and they want to try this out, it's in the thread. Alright. 0.01 is probably fine. We're going to set our albedo to albedo bake, our normal to normal bake, and our roughness to roughness. Which should be called roughness bake, actually. Okay, so. And we have our tangent set to DirectX. So. We should just be able to hit our one button and bake everything. So let me just double check my, oh, it has to be in cycles. The on-screen chat is, okay, sorry. Look, oh, what, can I, I'll just do it here. You guys can see it now. So anyway, this is my bake plugin. Yeah, so we just set the things we need, and we need to make sure we're in cycles mode, and then we can just hit bake, I believe. And that's going to take a minute, but... Oh, no, that was fast. Oh, my UV unwrapping is terrible. So it did bake, but I actually need to unwrap my low poly. So... Because I only unwrapped the high poly one, which is the problem. Okay, that's... Let's add the seams that we need. Let's put the seam down here. Okay, a little... Technically that is properly unwrapped, but could be better. Let's put the seam here. Okay, so, and let's put a seam here as well, just to keep the geometry good. Okay, so this is really bad UV utilization. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add an extra couple triangles just so that we can get, better UV unwrapping. So I'm going to mark a seam there, just so it's going to split that up, and we're going to do UV unwrap minimum stretch. And so now we've used a little bit more UV space, which is probably good enough for now, but I think angle-based might look better, but we need to change our margin to 0.05, maybe? 0.06. 0.1. We can add a lot of margin just because we're not using this UV space particularly well, but I will have to deal with this later and make it better. So now I think we can hit bake. That's going to take a second. And now we can see, let's hide our high poly. All the details have now been transferred onto our low poly. Pretty good. One problem though, oh, we shouldn't actually have sub D on our low poly. Our low poly should be without sub D, so I think we might need to do that again. Let's add some oversampling, because that's gonna just look a little bit nicer. It's gonna anti-alias our textures here, basically. Okay, nice. So now, that looks pretty good. I think we can save our images here. Wait, what's going on? Oh. We need to increase the... We had a little bit of a gap here, so I think... Okay, first we need to save our textures. So let's go into meshes. Let's create our Conquistador's sword. And we'll call this sword.gltf. Oh, wait, no. We're not at that stage yet. We're just saving the images. So this is the roughness. So we're going to save that as black and white, full compression. Save as roughness.png. Save as image. We're going to find our... we're going to save this guy as albedo.png. Save. And we're going to save this guy as normal.png. Normal.png. Or did we get to the music ended? Let me fix that. Cool. Okay, so yeah, we can see how we have a normal map here. Okay, so that's all saved. Now, I'm just gonna tweak the extrusion here. Let's do 0.05 and bake again, and hopefully that will fix these corners here. It could also just be that we're... Yeah, I think we're just way too far from the actual model. Yeah, so we need to edit... We just need to edit the low poly so that it matches a little bit better. So I'm gonna grab this until we see the high poly sort of popping through, which is what we're seeing here. And maybe we'll add just another, so I'm gonna edge subdivide, and now we have another little guy here that we can tweak. I'm gonna cut in here and cut in here. Are we gonna notice that? Maybe. So now I think we can bake again. But actually, I'm gonna edit the UVs just to give it a little bit of extra UV space. And snap to vertex. There we go. Okay, so now we can hit bake one more time, and that should fix the holes. Yeah, it did. Just because our low poly now matches the high poly a little bit better. So now, cool. Now we can export this. So let's save our images too. Just make sure all these guys get saved. Okay, that's all saved. Now we're gonna take this guy. We're gonna export him as GLTF into here, and we're gonna remember export settings include selected objects, transform, data, material. You need to keep original. Mesh, applied modifiers. Otherwise our mirror modifier would disappear. Okay, so we're gonna export our sword.gltf here. Now we can go into the game. Let's run that. Okay, so let's get our sword that we just created, which is going to be in meshes. Where is it? Oh, Conquistador sword. We're going to create entity with mesh. Looks like it might be a bit small. We might need to tweak that. But anyway, we're going to give it a We're gonna call this Conquistador's sword. We're gonna save it as a prefab. We're gonna add a interactable. We're gonna add all the item stuff. Basically, we're gonna add a interactable. We're gonna add a weapon. We're gonna add an inventory item. Inventory item. We're gonna add a physics collider. The collider, I believe, we can. Let's just start with a box and we'll fit it to the mesh. No, that's probably too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and create compound shape. Now we can make it built out of like 2 different shapes. So we have subshape 0, which is this box here. And I'm just gonna adjust the dimensions. Until it's roughly the shape that I want. So, okay, okay, and then we can make it a little bit oversized. Then we're gonna add another box, and this is gonna be the handle, basically. Subshape 1 here. We're gonna actually. I forgot I have this. No, maybe we can't. Yeah, we have this manipulator here. Then we can. Yeah, we can just move that around with this. Forgot I added that. Okay, and just basically that's gonna fit a little bit better. I think we can undersize that a little bit. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now, see, now we have like a little collider. Oh, it's probably too long. That's good. Okay, so now I'm gonna save the collider. Going to add a physics rigid body. Now, we're gonna give that a mass of 5, let's say, and save this prefab. And oh, why are we not? Can we not move that around? Why is that not moving? Oh, is that a breakpoint or is that a crash? Any breakpoints? No, that was just a breakpoint. No, maybe that is a crash. No, we crashed the game somehow. That's weird. I will have to look into that later. But let's get back to the game. We created a prefab, so we should be able to just spawn it in. So let's okay, well, now the collision works. Yeah, it is a bit small, but we'll deal with that later. Sorry, I was doing... It's an inventory item, and, let's give it a... So this is item name... Item name Conquistador sword. And we're just gonna copy this. So this is the display name that it's gonna have, and then we do item description. Sorry, item description Conquistador sword. Conquistador sword. And then I don't know. The sword of a conquistador. I don't know. We can fill that in later. Okay, now the weapon, we can give it some stats. We'll call it a one-handed weapon. We'll category sword. Damage, we'll do 50, let's say. Range, 1.5, that seems right. Damage type, slashing. I think we can save that prefab. Then, collider, transform. I think that's... Is that everything we need? Interactable. Let's try to pick it up. Okay, it is too small. For sure, for sure. But it does work. We can hit the crowds with it. Cool. So let's scale it up a bit. Let's go back into Blender. Open sword. We're gonna just scale them both up, I think, a little bit, because otherwise it won't match. And we'll set that to 3D 3D cursor. So, what's the scale? The scale is probably 1 for both of them, but let's set that to oopsies. 1.25. Let's do. Actually, let's do 1.5. Okay, now export the low poly one again. Then, let's, oopsies, sorry. Let's get our sword, and I'm gonna just get rid of it for a second. And we're gonna reload it. It's now bigger. What does that look like? Yeah, that's the size that I want to have it. I don't know, maybe 1.5. Oh, the metallic isn't working. Oh, we'll have to fix that. Okay, so let's drop that again. I know why the metallic isn't working. Oh God, why is... Okay, so we're getting a crash here. Why are we getting a crash? In here, oh, we have a stack overflow. Ooh. I see. Okay, so it's move children. Debugging, yes. Okay. I see. So I think, okay. The problem is that we're moving the children. But okay. Child transfer, new child transfer. But it shouldn't have infinite children, is the thing. Okay, so. I mean, we could fix this by setting that to false, but, like, it has no children, is the thing. Oh! I see, because it's possible for children to be... Okay. We need to quickly... It's possible for the... Because it's a prefab, right? We're going to make sure that... That's all in here. If child equals e dot get ID, then continue. That should fix it. Okay, let's try that again. This just basically prevents our Stack Overflow from happening. Because it's possible for our cells to get listed in the list of prefab children. Even, it's kind of, anyway. It's some dumb, stupid detail information. So let's get back to, let's get our sword that we created. Okay, see, now we're able to teleport it with no issue. Perfect. So, now I just need to adjust the sizes of the collider. So I think I can just go into inventory, or sorry, the collider, shape. We're gonna select the shape 0, and we're just gonna increase that until it covers the entire guy here, and adjust the position too. We should be using local, not whoopsies. Okay, need to hit tab to go into local versus global transform. Whatever. Yeah, so that should be 0. No. Yes. That's good. Okay, so where did my music go? Okay, that's too big. Scale it down a bit. Okay, that'll do fine. Save the collider. Save the prefab. Okay. Okay, cool. It's being held a little bit high, but that's fine. We can tweak that later. We'll just say my finger's going through the loop here. Okay, so now we can give this to the conquistador. So let's go here, where we know there are conquistadors. I'm gonna drop this sword. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna put it in this guy's inventory. So, we're gonna have this guy's character. We're gonna create a new weapon slot, and we're gonna find the Conquistador's sword. Well, I can't. Clearly, I made this menu too narrow. It's only showing me the so 2895. Okay, it's only showing me the number. I need more. Okay, so that'll be fine. Now it's in his inventory. The quantity is 1. And now, we can select Conquistador's sword. That's the one. And the Conquistador, which is this guy. And we hit, we see prefab, it just shows that we have the... Now if we save both of them, they both get saved in the prefab. So now, if I save, I believe, this guy's gonna draw his sword. Yeah, there we go. He's holding it funny. But, yeah. Okay, so we need to tweak some... Okay, come at me. We need to tweak the attachment point. So, attached item. Where's the... Oh, it's the sword has the... It's this one. So I'm just gonna... rotate this until I get the orientation that I want. Cool. That'll do. Now, oh, I need to... It's this Quaternion. I need to, like, basically, I'm gonna just... There's no good way to copy a Quaternion value. I might need to add that, so I'm just gonna copy that image so I can write down the numbers. This is some work that the editor is gonna need. So basically, I'm just gonna... These Quaternion numbers probably don't mean anything to anybody, but it's just another way of throwing a rotation. 426, 0.594, then 0.512, now 0.030, 0.076, and minus 0.034. Save prefab. Okay, so now he's holding it right, so he's gonna attack us. See? That looks cool. It just makes the sword... It just gives us somebody to actually sword fight, which is pretty cool, other than just Yusuf. And, you know, it's good. It's good shit. Okay, so, we saved this guy's prefab. So now I think we can quit the game. And, oh, I should probably do that. Then we can run it again, and now they should all have the, they will all have the, friggin', cutlass. No. Conquistador sword. So. Now, let's find another one of these guys. I think there's one up here. Yeah. Okay, see, he's got his sword. Cool. Let's do some tweaking to the sword, just because the metalness isn't coming through. There's a reason for that, but just to make it simple, I'm gonna change this from roughness bake. Let's get the music back on. I'm gonna change this to param bake. And I'm gonna save this as param.png, and it's going to be RGB, and I'm going to delete roughness.png. I could not delete it? Oh, whatever. We can delete it later. I'm going to call param.png. It's going to be RGB. We'll save the image. Okay, so now, this guy's param.png. We're going to do what we were doing before, where I had the emission. I'm going to set the emission strength to 1. We're going to add a combined color. Metalness is going to be 1, and roughness is going to be the roughness value we have here. I'm going to copy that, and we're going to find the... Oh, we already have here, so that's there. And we set the strength to 1. Okay, so now, in bake image here, I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna now select param here, and then we're gonna hit bake, and now it's gonna be a little bit more colorful because it's also gonna encode the metallic information. So, okay, there we go. Now we have the roughness and the metallic all packed into the same map. So, if I go here, I need to add a color, separate color. So, not that one. It needs to be on the... So red to roughness, and then green to metallic, and so now if we export this guy, sword.gltf, and we go back into the game, save. Oh, let's save the images. Save, okay. Now let's get back into the game. Alright. So, let's find the conquistadors here. Oh, now you can see he's got his metallic sword. There you go. So, now let's fight him and, let's get ourselves a sword so we can fight him properly. Let's go over, yeah, here. Let's grab a sword. And now we can actually do some, battling with the, conquistadors, some sword fighting. Now I believe his stats haven't changed. Let me just double check. What's his default attack? Character. His default attack does, 20 damage. So I should make it so that because I essentially just ramped his damage. And so what I want to do is I want to take this prefab, select the Conquistador's sword, change the weapon information. So that's going to be 0.9, that's going to be 20, and then we're going to save that, just so that he's not overpowered. Okay, so now we got... Ooh. We need to take care of this guy first so we can... Because you gotta take care of the big guy with the long pole arm first. Ah! Shit. Okay. I gotta get into the open area here, because there's no chance I'll be able to take him in the... Okay. Oh. Okay, okay, that guy's gone. Okay, so now we can... Oopsies. Oh! It's really hard to parry this guy. I think the animation needs to be tweaked. Yeah. Okay, there we go, got him. Okay, definitely need to tweak that animation. Because he's super hard to parry. He needs to give you a little bit more warning, I think. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, so there's one more thing we need to add to the Conquistador's sword. Wait, why is it? Oh god. Here's why. We need to... Why is it not visible? It's invisible. Why? It does not have a render transform, maybe? Well, why would it not? It has a mesh. Let's pick it up and then drop it again. Maybe that's the issue. Okay. Okay, now it has a random transform. Don't know what was up with that. Right, let's save that prefab. Okay, so what did I want to change? I wanted to add a, component. Visual weapon trail. So what this is gonna do, I think we just need to adjust the end of the trail so that it's right up there. And the beginning should be right at the hand. You're gonna see what this does in just a second. Put that right here. Save the prefab. Now, when I pick it up and I swipe, look, it's doing the it's giving me a little bit of a little swipe action here. So that's pretty cool. So let's the prefab was saved. So now let's quit the game. Go back and see if maybe adding that made it a little bit easier to see what was going on with the parry. Oh, we might need to add a animation events for that to actually function. So I'm gonna delete this guy for a second. Okay, is he gonna attack us? Okay, it's not activating. So what I need to do is I need to take the animation events. What's the animation for one-handed attack? Character animation. Slashing since 12. So we're gonna add animation 12. We're gonna add some events. What do I have here for him? 7.485 and 16. Let's do 7 and 12. 7 and 12. Save prefab, and now what happens? Okay, there we go. Okay. Maybe I can parry him with the stick. Ah. Damn. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. So what's the enemy AI controller? So I feel like, okay, character. I feel like we might need to adjust these numbers here. So let's change his number back to 100. Let's change the attack delay to 400 milliseconds. That's gonna give us a little bit more time to parry, I think. Save prefab. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's still tight, but it's like, now I can actually parry it. Okay, that's way better. That's only like 50 milliseconds, right? So it's like, little tweaks like that make a huge difference. Like 50 milliseconds is a fucking eternity when it comes to parrying attacks. Like, yeah, like I could barely get it at all, until I just increased it by 50 milliseconds. That's crazy. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Alright, what's going on here? I also need to tell you guys, because I've been a little bit slow on this, but just a reminder, if you guys like the stream, please consider liking it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to if you want to give me a monetary tip, if you really think the stream has been useful to you, or you just enjoyed it a lot, there's a link down below to my Ko-Fi where you can give me a small monetary donation small monetary tip if you want to help support me, like, you know, $2, $5, $10, wherever you feel like. Yeah. And if you do, I will read out whatever message you put in there live on stream, and you will get a special role in the Discord that is exclusive to supporters. Anyway, that said, yeah, this is my only job at the moment. We are working full-time on this game, and yeah, I appreciate your support. You guys have been very helpful so far. We are 40% of the way to the to buying a new webcam, so just a couple more bucks in there would help. Anyway, now that I've debased myself by asking you for money, let's continue with the game. So, I think it works a lot better with the sword. Works a lot better. So let's start a new game here. Because we have what? How many minutes? 15, 18 minutes, something like that. So yeah, let's just play the game for a bit, because we made a couple changes recently. So let's go do that. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking my other tabs. To see if I had anything I needed to bring up. But no, we're good. We're good. I will say the apple soda is quite good. So, we gave a sword to one of our enemies. Cool. And we adjusted his timing. Yeah, let's pick that up. You know, dispatch this crab. You guys have seen me play this bit a million times, but I thought I was ending the stream. No, I need to... Because the thing is, I started doing the speech at the end of stream, but I feel like people tune off, like, if it's near the end of stream, like, before I finish. So I need to make sure I put one in there before we end stream, so that more people actually hear it, right? I don't know, that's just my thinking. But no, the stream is still going on. Yeah, you guys are still watching. You guys haven't tuned out. I can see. I have numbers. Yeah. One thing I would like to see is like maybe this exists, but like I would like a real-time indicator of the geographies that are tuning into my stream. Like, I don't know, I'm a pretty big geography head, I would say. So I just love to know, like, you know, what country you guys are coming from. Like, I know we got some Germany in here, representation, probably more than one of you. Then, yeah, some USA for sure. Some Canada, obviously, being my country. Yeah, so I would love to know, like, in real time where the people are coming from, because YouTube does give you after the fact data, but not during the stream. And I don't think they tell you who tuned into the stream. I think they only tell you who did it afterwards, like who watched it afterwards. All right. All right, what do you mean? All right, so we're gonna get the So we can technically kill all Azerbaijan. You're a Baku. Oh, nice. Nice to see somebody tuning in from all the way in Azerbaijan. Wow. What do you mean by type here? At least the ones whose heads grow above their shoulders. The only human around here is the sorcerer. A huge jerk. He shows up on this island and starts running the place. He had set himself... I didn't read that correctly. In Big Tower north of here. And he's resurrected skeletons of long-dead conquistadors. Who were the guys we were just working on? Say you wouldn't be able to help with this sorcerer situation, would you? Of course I would. This is the point of the game. Well, I mean, this is not the point of the game. The point of the game is, this is a game exploring an island in the 17th century. All the boss shit and, like, story stuff, that's all secondary. Like, really, the point of this game is to explore the island. I mean, not that this is not important, but it's secondary to you exploring the island. This whole thing is supposed to be like you are almost everywhere. Well, that's great. You know, human. Okay, sorry, I already did this. What do you want me to do? Wonderful. Need to get rid of our sorcerer problem, but unfortunately, you can't just take him out directly. He summoned 3 primordial beasts. The first is Leviathan. Okay. Second is Behemoth. Yeah. And, yeah, he jumps the jungle. We Ziz. Winks to block at the sun. We gotta take them all out and do battle with the sorcerer. Capiche? Yeah, of course I capiche. He's gonna give us the spyglass, which you guys have all seen. Hopefully. Yeah. You're just waiting for him to come back? I know you guys all love waiting here. It's your favorite part of the game. Okay. So I'm gonna be playing these things kind of in the order that makes sense in my head, but you can do anything in any order in this game. It's not like I don't make sure that you do one quest before you do another quest or whatever. Oh, you don't even need to technically talk to Vinny, although you'd be maybe a little bit confused if you didn't. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go ahead towards the fire. Actually, you know what? We gotta... Where is it? I was looking for my Xbox controller. Ow, I'm getting attacked. I can't find... Oh, I didn't grab the sword. Or maybe I did. I did grab the sword. Did I put the controller? Anyway. Can't find it now. I was gonna play with it, but... Oh, here it is. Right off the side here. I'm gonna play with the Xbox controller. Alright. So, we're gonna get some Artac here. Okay. And we're gonna go check out the fire over here. So, who's this handsome bloke here? Let's talk to him. This is Connor, as many of us will have met. Oh, thank God, another soul. This kind of contradicts what Vinny was saying with the humans, so I might have to tweak his lines there. Because there are humans on the island, obviously. Would you like anything to eat? Matter of fact, okay. Okay, omelets. I've only got 1 egg. I need at least 2 for an omelet. So there's a gold nest on top of the rocks there. Perhaps you can climb and gather some eggs for me. Okay, cool. Oh. I meant to pick up the... Okay, bye. Wait, is that a... Okay, that's... I'm just gonna see, because I thought there was a bug there where you... No, you do stop walking when you... Okay. I was just double checking that he doesn't, like, continue walking after you talk. Okay, so we're gonna climb. We're gonna do some climbing. We put our weapon away. There we go. Climb up here. Grab our eggs. So yeah, over the past week I was doing a little bit of optimization. Nothing code-wise. I mean, a little bit of code stuff, but most of it is just I was making LODs, which is something that, if I did it right, you won't notice at all. But yeah. Like, we were getting some issues where, like, I mean, it was running at, like, you know, below 200 FPS. Which, you know, it often will, but, I would like to keep the FPS as high as possible. Especially to be able to run on, lower-end machines, because nobody can afford good machines these days. I was just about to make some omelets. However, I've only got 1 egg. I need at least 2 for an omelet. Alright. Climb... Oh, okay, I already did. I got the eggs you asked for. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna take the skillet. Oh, we don't. We can actually just. It'll automatically switch. Oh, the FPS. Oh, actually, my head is on top of the cooking window. Let me see if I can fix that. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Plop myself down here. I don't think there's anything important down there. All right, so cook. All right, so we're gonna take 2 gull eggs. He said we need 2 for an omelet, and we're gonna cook. So now we got our omelet. Okay. So we can talk to him again. Looks like you made an omelet. There's our cooking tutorial. Okay. What are you doing here on this island? I was shipwrecked on the island with my crew, and I was separated from them. See any of them, please let me know. Alright, cool. Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it. Alright, let's continue exploring. I'm gonna go up on that hill there to see what I can see, because I have the spyglass. And when I mean hill, I mean that big rock. So let's get up there. We're doing the rolling tech, which everybody loves to use for this game. You know. Alright. Rolling up here. Alright, I believe we gotta climb up this way. I can barely see it because of the time of day, so I might need to tweak something there. But let's get up here. Once again, it's very important to play the game that you're making, because, like, you find a lot of bugs that way. Even without having to send it to other people. Like, just try to approach it like a normal person. Like, even though you're not going to find every bug, because, like, obviously, people are going to play games differently than the way you play them. Especially your game, because you know where everything is and everything. But it's still important to actually play the game, because, like, you will find the bug, and then you can often immediately fix it as you're playing. Or, like, I mean, you'll have to quit out of the game, but, like, you can often immediately fix it, because you don't have to do all that work to, like, try to figure out what the hell the other person was doing when they stumbled upon it. So it's often easier to fix the bug if you find it yourself. Alright, so let's get our spyglass out. Alright. Let's look all the way around. What's going on over here? Well. Alright, so we have somebody sitting down there. I think we all know who it is, but we're going to place a marker there. Just so we can have it on the map. So if we now go to our map, we can see that our marker is right here. And that's where we're going to head to. Also, let's see if we can see anything else interesting. We got the Spanish fort over there. We got, that looks like a cave. So I'm going to mark that. So we can see that on our map. Over that way, here. And obviously the tower, and, let's mark the cool rock over there, the arch. So, now we got to get down. Let's put away our spyglass. So. Alright, just scroll down back here, and now... Oh, took a tiny little bit of damage, but, oopsies. Now, I took some damage, but I can heal. So let's eat the omelet. That healed us a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna... Yeah, we got somebody over there. That was on our map. Whoopsies. This one right here. Okay, so we're gonna walk over to Carmen over here. So I think she's just chilling. Sorry, let me just get some other window that I want open here. Okay, sorry. That's what I was... Okay, so let's put that away. Oh. Oh god, we're gonna be attacked by this guy. Let's get a weapon out. Yes. Let's kill... I think we're gonna get some meat from this guy. Okay, cool. We got the meat. Alright, let's talk to Carmen. Put away our weapon. Alright. Doesn't see a lot of people around here, and who is in the crew. I need to tweak that dialogue, probably. Connor the cook. Of course, finally, I can't forget about Jack. He's the ship's cat. Let me know if you see any of them. Okay. How'd you get here? Presume the same way you did. My ship was wrecked, and my whole crew washed up here. I'm just resting in the shade until I figure out what to do, okay? The guavas on the tree next to me are delicious. Nice little tip there. Let's grab some of those. Now, I think we can assume that, Connor was in her crew. So why don't we, I've seen your crew follow me. Okay, let's go. So, she's gonna follow us. It's funny, because you can see the fire. I need to tweak the sight lines here so that you can't see the fire from this side. He's right over here. You just gotta come follow me. So this should be a pretty easy start to the quest. Also, I'm gonna take that off my map now because I don't need it anymore. So, we're gonna talk to... Yeah, she's still following us. Gonna bring her over to Connor. What's up? Alright. Thank you for helping me find some of my crew. Maybe I should write some specific dialogue, I'm not sure. We'll deal with that later. Okay, bye. Alright, so these two have been united. We'll come back if we find anybody else. So, what else was on the map that I wanted to check out? I mean, obviously I know everything, so it's this one here. Okay. So, let's go over that way. We got Ziz flying up around here. Pretty cool. Doing a little flap with the wings. Yeah. We got some more of these guys. Oh, maybe we should have cooked some... Yeah, we'll do that later. I was gonna say, maybe we should have cooked the stuff that we have. Oh, let's check the quest log. Okay, yeah, we got a unit crew, and the eggs we already completed. So I should put a little thing to say that we completed the quest. So let's go this way. So yeah, there's a little bit of work that needs to be done on the quest log, I think. Yeah, so that was the cave that I marked on the map is right there, I believe. Right up ahead, yeah. Alright, let's not use up all our stamina. So, I guess there should probably be some sort of stamina boosting food. That could be cool. Alright, so let's climb up here. This is what we marked on the map, if I... Yeah, we're right here. Alright. Alright, so now... What do we have up here? We have a chest. We got some bombs. Pretty cool. Okay, so, now that we got the bombs, I would say it is 4 o'clock. So I do have to get going. I got stuff to do. But I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Let's save our game here, actually. Would like to thank everybody for tuning in. It has been a great stream today. And I would like to remind all you guys to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and do not forget to wishlist the game on Steam. Also, if you're interested in following the game, doing more kinds of stuff, potentially doing some playtesting, there is a Discord channel that you can Discord server that you can join, which is linked down below. And also, if you like the stream and you want to give me a monetary tip, there is a link below to donate on Ko-Fi. And finally, wishlist. Did I say wishlist? Yeah, wishlist the game on Steam. Link below for that. And love you guys all. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week, Thursday. Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and then again on Saturday at the same time that it is today. So yeah, thanks guys. See you later.